and in this video I will tell you some tips for your IELTS writing task. Basically, there is nothing really like tips or shortcuts. You will have to practice a lot and you will have to remember some points. So this video is about those points that you have to keep in mind to boost your IELTS writing score. But before moving to those points, I hope you are aware of the format of IELTS writing task. But in case you are not, don't worry, I've got you covered. I have created a video for IELTS writing format for both IELTS Academic and IELTS General. I will leave the link to that video in the description box below. Don't forget to check that out. Now, let's start learning. The first point is read your questions carefully and thoroughly. Remember that your writing task is evaluated based on a particular criteria, and this criteria contains several points like task response, lexical resources, coherence, and others. In this point, I am talking about task response, which means have you responded to the task accurately. Hence, it is important for you that you address all the points or the sub-questions given in the question to score better for your task response. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Question: as countries have developed, there has been a trend towards smaller family sizes. Question 1. Why does this happen? Question 2. How does this affect society? So this essay has two questions. It is very simple and clear. However, the candidates often tend to miss one part of the question and they lose points for this ignorance. Also, it is worth noting that the question mentions as countries have developed. It implies that you have to write about diminishing family sizes with respect to the developing countries or developed countries. If you do not read the question thoroughly, it is very likely that you will straight away start writing about the decreasing family sizes in general and you will not mention anything about developing countries. Not to mention, if you miss this important aspect, you will lose marks for your task response. With this, I conclude the first tip. Read the questions carefully and thoroughly and notice all the aspects and sub-questions given in the question. Now, let's move to point 2. Use a wide range of vocabulary accurately and effectively. Vocabulary accounts for 25% of your total marks in the writing and the speaking section. Hence, make sure you use a wide-ranging vocabulary in order to score high in these two sections. Additionally, don't use the same word multiple times in your answer. Rather, use the synonym for that particular word. But there emerges the biggest problem that we all face. And that is, how do I learn and remember English vocabulary? My answer would be, there is no single best way to learn English vocabulary, but there are many effective ways of doing it. Way number 1. Go to Google, type IELTS vocabulary, visit any site among the list of websites that open up, download any PDF and memorize the word meanings. But will that actually help you in the long run? Trust me, it won't. You learn 5 word meanings today and you will forget them within a month. Second way, which is my way of learning English vocabulary. I never learn 10 to 20 words in one go. Instead, I do it one word at a time. I look for new words in an online dictionary or an English book, a newspaper or a TV show. I note down that word in my notebook and along with that, I note down its meaning, 2 to 3 synonyms, a few example sentences, the context where the word can be used, and I add a quick reference to that word. Now, what sort of reference? Let us take a few examples. Example 1. This is how I learned the word eccentric. Any guesses what the word eccentric means? It means a person with slightly strange behavior, just like the protagonist of the movie. Now here is how I have written it in my notebook. Eccentric, meaning unconventional and slightly strange behavior of a person. Synonyms: uncommon, abnormal, strange, peculiar, weird. Example sentences: when I looked out of my window, I saw my eccentric neighbor pelting stones at the street dogs. Most geniuses come across as eccentric because they are very unique people. Reference: protagonist of Dumb and Dumber movie. My notebook is completely filled with vocabulary in this manner. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to make more vocabulary related videos. Now, moving to point number 3. Plan and organize your ideas well. After you read the question and before you begin to write, utilize some time in planning your ideas. Your answers will be marked on coherence, which means are your ideas well connected to each other. Hence, it is important that you organize your essay or your letter in separate paragraphs, and if you do not do this, then your answers will look disorganized and you will lose marks for coherence. I utilize around 4 to 5 minutes, especially for writing task 2, in planning my ideas. And during this time, I utilize the extra sheet that is provided by the examiner. On this sheet, I note down the phrases, the arguments, ideas, vocabulary, and all that I remember about the topic. Once I am done with this, I plan my essay and I put these arguments in different paragraphs. After that, I think of a conclusion based on whether I agree or disagree with the essay topic. Once I am done with all this, then I begin to write. With this, I conclude the point 3. Plan your ideas, organize them into different paragraphs before you begin to write. Moving on to tip number 4. Paraphrase the question. This tip is specially for writing task 2. Make sure that you paraphrase the words given in the question when you write the introduction of your essay. Do not copy exact words from the question prompt, else you will lose marks. Let us learn this with the help of an example. The question prompt says, nowadays more and more foreign students are going to English-speaking countries to gain work experience. I have paraphrased it to, in the current scenario, the number of international students migrating to Anglophone countries is increasing exponentially. It is generally claimed that the majority of overseas students travel to obtain professional expertise. Now, I have used several paraphrasing techniques in this answer. Let us understand them one by one. First technique, using a different phrase. I have changed nowadays to in the current scenario. Second technique, using synonyms for different words. The first word that I have used a synonym for is more and more. I have used the number is increasing exponentially. For English speaking, I have written Anglophone countries. To gain is paraphrased to obtain. Foreign students is paraphrased to international students and overseas students. So I have not used the same word multiple times in my answer. Rather, I have paraphrased it to international students and overseas students. Fifth, work experience. I have paraphrased it to professional expertise. Now let us understand the third technique to paraphrase your answers. It is by changing the grammatical structure. And the fourth technique is using an additional phrase, like it is generally claimed that. So with this, I conclude the fourth tip for writing task, which is paraphrase the question or Rewrite the question in your own words. Do not copy exact words from the question. So this was all about today's video. I will see you people in my next video. Till then, stay safe and keep learning. Bye.